let's talk about the tools. Well, when you're in the ADAS services and calibration business, there's several different tools that need to be considered for the business. First and foremost, one of the most important tools is an OEM and aftermarket diagnostic tool and or software. In my opinion, you probably need both. And in my opinion, you probably need multiple aftermarket tools because they all have limitations. So again, up to you, but this is one of the most important tools. And we'll talk a little bit more about OEM services in a minute, but you got to have, you got to be in the game. You got to have the right tool. And by the way, whatever tools you get, they need to be updated and up to date. You're not going to do 2022 calibrations with 2021 software. So they need to keep the tools up to date. All right, let's talk about targeting systems. So again, there's a laundry list of targeting system companies out there. There's Bosch, there's Launch, there's Autel, there's John Bean, there's Mosaic, there's okay. So targets are going to be one of the most expensive and variable parts of the business, depending on what vehicles you're calibrating, depending on what systems you want to calibrate. The other thing you must keep in mind when it comes to targets is you probably need an annual budget because those targets will change. Now, in some cases, you can print your own, again, your choice. But again, this critical, you got to have the right targets. They need to be the right size. And so really important critical piece of the ADAS services and calibration business. And by the way, again, if you're going to do mobile and facility-based, you're going to need multiple sets of targets. And if you're going to do more than 10 calibrations a day in a facility, you're going to need more than one set of targets. So just some thoughts. All right. Other accessories. Again, you've got night vision accessories. You've got radar accessories. You've got other target accessories you're going to need to invest in to properly calibrate other systems like radar, night vision, et cetera, et cetera. So again, another investment for your business if you're going to get into the business, okay? Another thing I strongly recommend to anybody who's going to be in the ADAS services and calibration business is you probably need either A, OEM tools for the vehicles that you feel that you're going to have the most number of vehicles in your facility, or you need to have a subscription to an OEM remote diagnostic platform. And believe it or not, there's 5 today. Okay, I remember when I started back at Aztec, there were 2. Now there's 5. Now, in addition to these remote diagnostic companies who are doing remote diagnostic pre and post scanning, they're now offering remote calibrations. And in some cases, they're actually giving you targets for free, or in some cases for a low dollar amount, but they split the revenue with you in your shop. And so, the question you have to ask is, first of all, if they're going to give you the equipment for your shop, does your shop have the space for the equipment to properly perform the calibrations? I mean, you've got to decide that, right? Anyway, so again, my opinion is you're going to need some OEM tools, you're going to need a remote OEM remote diagnostics, and then there's 5 providers out there today. You need to make that decision for your own business, okay? So that's remote diagnostics. Next, look, alignments and calibrations are like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. In most cases, the vehicle needs to at least have an alignment check before calibration is done. Now, and in some cases, if you do a wheel alignment on a vehicle, you must do a calibration. So that's why in a real environment, in a real ADAS services and calibration environment, it's our opinion, you got to have an alignment solution. Now, I've got a lot of mobile companies that say, well, it's on the shop. The shop's got to get it aligned first. Okay, so let's talk about that workflow. Okay, the shop gets done. The shop now, they do their post scan, and now they're going to send it out for alignment. And so now they're at the mercy of the alignment company. And now the alignment company brings it back. Now they're going to call the calibration provider and say, hey, I just got this car back. I need this calibration done now. Because everything, all the calibration companies I talk to, everything's ASAP. So again, in my world, this is me. If you're going to be in the calibration ADAS services business, you got to be in the alignment business, or you better have an alignment company right next to yours that's working with you. Because alignments and calibrations go hand in hand. If the vehicle is not aligned correctly, there's a good chance that the ADAS systems aren't going to work correctly either. Okay. All right. Last picture, last images of some tools again in real facilities. Okay. Again, some examples. You can look at the targets on the top left. You can look on the top right. You've got the alignment equipment in the bay. Bottom right, you've got, again, a technician at Lametries working on diagnostics. You can see the one in the bottom middle, again, connected to the vehicle, Mazda. And again, you can look to the left bottom. That's again at PPAC, where they've got the Hunter alignment rack in their business, doing some adjustments on the vehicle. So there's a little bit of overview of the tools and equipment. Again, that's when I started this thing saying, look, it ain't just about the targets. There's a lot of things that go into operating at ADAS services and calibration business than just targets. A lot of things.